What's good? This is Harry and welcome to Cypher. I'm here with JPlus and DJ Musketeer. And we're going to be discussing the variety of hip hop in Namibia.
No, I was thinking about the topic earlier, and I have to say that I think that there's a lot of variety in hip hop in Namibia, considering how small the industry is as far as numbers go.
Okay.
Because we have the conscious, the lyrical side. You have the BVs and the brain, the tools, and that side. Then we have more the everyday guys like the Boy Jays, and I think even Maps would fall into that category. We have those guys. Then we have an underground gospel rap scene that would include Drafted to Babylons, the Franklins, the Fire 16s. Even Greg used to be a part of that scene. And then we have a trap community going on. We have the trap kids and the Kota Matis and that group. And then we still have people that mostly just aspire. It seems that they mostly aspire to make popular rap music, which would be the people going for the radio.
Look,
Yeah.
I would kind of disagree with you right now, because I think exactly for the point what you're saying right now, right? You're saying there's the gospel scene, fine, then there's a conscious scene, right? Which is, the conscious scene is so thin, bro. There's no real meat to it, right? There's a few guys, the conscious scene where you say BV, Brain a Tool, that's about it. And then you have the which other one? Like the popular, the everyday guys, the Boy J and whatnot. Okay, cool. Yeah, there are also quite a few there. But then the trap scene is blowing up right now, and within that, right, there is no variety in subject matter.
Right, is there variety in subject matter in trap music in
Yes.
general?
Yes.
Is there?
Yes. If you listen to some Tech 9 stuff, if you listen to Ritz,
If Tech 9, you can't consider that trap music.
well, okay, fine. That's okay, fine. Ritz. Let's say Ritz, for example. That's kind of trappish, right? But there's a variety in what he's saying. He's talking about difficulties in life in general. Trap over somewhere else. Just talk about how do we live? How we living in the trap? I mean, that's where the name of the music actually comes from, but not here. I mean, I wish that one of these guys, right, would come up and finally talk about, because nobody talks about the political situation here. But that's what they do in America. As soon as Trump was voted,
listen. Trap scene in America. I have no association with political consciousness with the trap scene in the States.
But I'm just saying the trap, not trap in terms of trap should talk about politics. I'm just saying the variety of what we're talking about. We're talking about subject matter. We're talking about the variety in hip hop in general, not just trap. But the subject matters are really not being touched on so much as they should be. For example,
can we define variety? Because there's variety in terms of style, and then there's also variety in terms of content.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think variety goes both ways.
Yeah.
Right? It goes into musical style, whether you do boom bap or you do house fusion rap, or whether you do
Drum and
trap
bass.
or trumpet. Yeah, I mean, you could rap over a lot of styles.
Okay.
or the subgenres in general. Like how many subgenres are there really? And then you say variety in subject matter. I think those are three varieties where one has to look at.
So you can acknowledge, right?
Yeah, so when JPlus was giving his list, and he was saying considering the size of the industry, and then he went down his list. I was like, if I had paper, if my notes were on paper, I would have just done that, because he just threw everything I was gonna say out of the water. Why? Because I was just thinking in terms of majority. Majority speaking, obviously the best source. I won't say the best source, but I would say if you want to have your ear to the ground as to what's happening generally in Namibian hip hop, is that we are Nam Hip Hop page. Why? Because it's about, again, small industry, but it's got 12,000 people this year.
Yeah.
And it's increasing every single year.
And sorry to cut you off, but we haven't even touched on Bermuda yet.
We haven't even touched on it. Yeah, true.
Bermuda is not just a label. It's, in a way, it's also, I feel like it's a movement.
You'll have to school me on that though. But so what I'm saying is, majority of what's dropped there is trap. And I've even seen the evolution of some artists when I got here. At that time, crunk was the in thing, and then they would sound like Wayne, and then it was all about swag and dissing your haters, and now it's about trap and that sort of thing, sipping lean and being incoherent when you're rapping. So that was the majority of what. So that was gonna be like, well, in that sense, there's a lack of majority. So, but on a broader, but if we're gonna look at, do we have people to represent in different subgenres? I would say yes. But are they being exposed? Is there a big voice out there for each and every one of them? I would say no. I mean, it shocks me to this day that some people who, when I say Black Vulcan, I'm like, who's he?
Yeah, I was also like, I'm still fascinated by that shit. Seriously.
Yeah, but that, I think that goes to show the variety that we have, because you can say, somebody can claim that they really into rap or they really into hip hop and they don't even know what Black Vulcan is. But listen, for us guys, that's the benchmark. But that's because what we look for boom bap, we look for conscious lyrics, we look for lyricism in general, and we look at mastery of MCing. But not everybody who listens to rap music wants those specific things necessarily. Some people might find boom bap boring. Some people think talking about politics or the African consciousness is boring. Some people rather listen to
twerk.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't want to be an elitist in the sense that I don't know what life is like on the other side where you sipping on lean is your thing. I don't know if people sip on lean. I don't.
I know.
Guys,
they do.
If these guys, I mean, it's in terms of variety, right? In terms of trap, what are we talking about? What is this? As exactly as you're saying, the We Are Hip Hop Namibia page, trap. Just up and down, eh?
That's the popular thing.
Yeah, that's the popular thing right now. Okay, cool. Then the next thing is what you're saying is like that. I'm so fascinated by the fact that I drop Black Vulcan and they're like, who is he? I'm like, and you say it speaks towards the variety that somebody doesn't have to listen to Black Vulcan. I think that's sad that literally some people are so single-minded that they kind of just go for that hype thing, what is being played out there, the trap is what I want to hear, blah blah, forget the rest.
Right, but it doesn't differ anyway from anywhere in the world. So you could take 18, 19-year-olds, put them on the table and ask about Nas, and they say they're really into hip hop, but they haven't heard Nas.
I don't think that person deserves to sit at a table.
No, but I'm saying in general, there's a lot of variety where you can, even within the genre of rap music, you can choose. You can really be into rap music. But you only listen to gospel rap. You only listen to guys talk about God.
What are we choosing from in Namibia, really? Like, really, what are we choosing from? Boom bap? What you said, boom bap? Yeah? Really, well, even that is thinning out because who's really doing boom bap? Real boom bap. It's only like basically maybe Jay touches on it sometimes, and then Brain. That's two guys. This is variety. How many trap guys?
No, but that still exists. And then, I think it exists because Brain the Tools album last year, the EP was one of the best albums in the world.
Yeah, but then we don't have variety. One guy doing one thing and the rest of the guys doing another. So there's no variety even within that.
Let me throw a spanner in the works here. Let's look at another aspect of variety. And part of variety stems from originality. How much content do people make that is not, and I'm not saying benchmarked as in like this inspired me, I like this sound and I'm adopting and and I'm gonna make and localize it contextually. It's just that cut, paste. That happens way too much.
And do you think that happens more with South Africa or with the States?
I think you mean the copying from?
Yeah, like where do people look at when they listen?
From the States. For example, I don't think we'd know what lean is if it wasn't for Lil Wayne and
right. But when you think about boom bap, we also copy boom bap from the States. All these styles that we've copied before have always come from
okay, yeah, but then I would say at least with boom bap artists, which again most people would say like no, they refer to it as old school, which shows the lack of knowledge that hip hop is not always about one style. I mean, it's a variety of styles, and
so you guys agree, or Inishi does not agree that there's variety.
I think there's variety.
In some senses, there is.
I think you are mixing maybe the argument of variety with popularity. Yeah. Just because something is popular and is taking over, it doesn't mean that there's no variety.
Yeah. But I'm saying,
so there is variety.
I'm saying, right? If you have a packet of rascals, right, and there's 50 red ones in there and one yellow one. You can't say there's variety in it because there's just one yellow one in it. Because because the plethora of everything is within that. If we're saying we have one artist who's really doing boom bap, then there's one artist. We have one artist. There's no variety. There's nobody going against each other. Nothing.
But the thing that
could we have a boom bap category in the numbers?
Yeah, a boom bap category.
Still, I think that we have Bermuda, for example, and there's I mean, I don't know KK well enough to know what the idea behind Bermuda is, but for example, Ray's and K Breeze's album, 48 Genius Summers. I mean, I think that alone proves that there's still chances for people to do something, worthwhile.
And
it's worthwhile to me, but I think it's also accessible to a lot of other people because I can listen to the album and enjoy it, and I think that's very much something that other people can listen to as well. It's not just that you have to be into boom bap or you have to be into socially conscious lyrics or you have to be into wordplay.
I'm gonna go out on a limb on that album. K Breezy, that's his home base. That's his style of music. If I'm wrong, tell me. But Ray is not necessarily that style.
Yeah.
But the way they worked together, it was amazing. I think they really pulled it off.
And with KP's latest album.
Yeah,
I mean, and there's a lot of different musical styles that he plays with throughout. There's Afro pop in there. There's house in there. I would argue that it's very close to what today would be called boom bap in there as well. And I think that KP kind of makes everything work, but that's all in one album. That doesn't really work. He doesn't really have trap in there. But he alone musically, I think that there's a lot in there.
So I mean, to maybe narrow it down, what is it that we're saying, right? If you had to put it in a few sentences for yourself, Nam hip hop variety. What is it? What is it not?
I would say personally, to just round my point off, right? I don't think there's a variety because there's very little hip hop that comes out of Namibia in terms of subject matter, in terms of style right now. That surprises me.
But are you looking hard?
I'm looking hard enough. But the thing is,
do you give time to albums like 48 Genius Summers?
Huh?
That's the question.
No. The thing is, of course, I will have to start. I was kind of have to start digging as well. But there's some names out there where I know, okay, I need to listen to the album, right? But I kind of know what to expect. There's no sound where I'm like, Jesus Christ, I've never heard something like this. This is amazing.
I kind of have to disagree on that. I think that there is variety. I think certain styles are more popular than others, but I realized that I've been personally a little elitist and a little lazy in looking at different types of music. I've been looking at my safe ones. I've been looking at the Brain, the Tools, the Black Volcanize, the Boy Jays, the Mapses, but I'm realizing now that I'm looking out there that there's a lot of different styles, and not all of it is for me, but it exists. But I've been lazy to look at and really give time to different styles. And yeah, I think that there's variety, definitely.
So I'm gonna be the one to tip the scales or not. I would say yes, there's variety in the sense that we do have different subgenres and people who represent in them, but there is a lack of variety in terms of what people would even just consider as hip-hop, as Namibians. Because then they'll be like, it's either trap or it's old school. And that doesn't make sense to me. And I'm speaking from a general perception. But from my side of things, I mean, having rubbed shoulders with a whole bunch of people, I would say there is variety in terms of characteristics and stuff, but for it to be out there, I don't think it's out there. I don't think there is enough variety out there that if I go to a person and I say this and the other, they would be like, yeah, I've heard all of those. Chances are that I've only heard the popular ones.
Right, but that doesn't mean that there's no variety. That means that they have a preference.
They have a preference.
Like I have a preference. That's why I don't know all about the trap scene.
Which is why I'm saying I'm coming from the point of view of out there.
Right.
From out there looking this way. From the outside looking in. There's some people who just believe this is the only type of hip hop that exists in Namibia, which is, again, not necessarily my point of view. My point of view is very different from the common man of the street because I've had the privilege to to sit with some of these other guys and also just get to hear what they're doing. I mean, Ray, when he was, I don't know if when he was talking about 48 Genius Summers, well, before he recorded that, I was asking him like, dude, you're so talented. When are you gonna release something? And he was like, I'm in a conflict. I don't know whether I should record this type of music or if I should do that type of music.
Yeah.
I don't want to sell out, but at the same time, I want things to be dope. That sort of thing. And then I'm sure a lot of people have that sort of conflict. But at the end of the day, from the general public outside looking in, I think people would only think hip hop is this particular thing, which it's not.
But
there's more out there.
But I think that's still just one individual. But on that note, Script, Meta, we're waiting for those projects. Put them out. We need to hear them.
Yes, Script. I hate scripts so much. No, only because it's got so much skills. That's not fair. I mean, maybe one day we should tackle the topic of unfair distribution of talent. How about that, Script?
Yeah. This is for the jitters in the castle. This is for the single mamas in the castle. DS for the yellow Nazis. Alle Nazis, yellow mulai mula krei.